Hi everyone. In today's video, I will be going through exact workflow and user experience of how my agentic AI platform Curated Commute works and how anyone can develop similar architecture and similar kind of platform to enable users to have curated commute for in this case, for example. Once the user lands on the app, the first interface the user sees is the landing page. Then the user can clearly see the sign up and login option where the user can create the account and profile. Then there comes something like a chat interface. Before that, the you okay. So in the chat interface, there are mainly three sections. Number one starts with using location or knowing the location of the person. Number two is mainly the safety panel for safety of anyone. And number three is basically the venues drawer. Now, let us start with using GPS. So what happens is, as soon as the user is able to, go through the chat interface, our AI agentic application, um, you know, interface gives us two options generally and mainly. That is, yes, the user wants to use GPS, which will basically use the browser geolocation feature, then the nominatim reverse geocode, and this auto fills the nearby location, for example, near Lower Manhattan. If the user don't want to share their location because of any reason like for privacy, or maybe they want to go somewhere else and they are not at that location at that point of time, they can simply select no and type the location manually. Now we are ready to search. Now when the user hits search, there are input methods, different kind of methods, right? So while we are ready to search, the user can choose multimodal inputs. Yes, either it is text, image, or even links. Yes. So if the user chooses to use text model in order to give input, the user can input anything. For example, cozy ramen spot with warm lighting using their own natural language. If the user chooses to use the image model, and the user can upload any food or place photo, then what happens is this agentic AI platform is powered by Gemini capabilities. The Gemini analyzes the image like trendy ramen bar and dim lighting is what the user might get from the input. In this case, for example, if the image is that, for example. Next, if the user chooses link as an option, I have also tried to develop capability where the user can actually paste any Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube reel. What happens is the Gemini goes through that link and tries to infer the content. Mostly, obviously, Gemini works better with YouTube, obviously, but still, we have tried to develop in such a way that it is able to understand the image and the video and the audio transcription so that it comes up with, for example, if the video shows rooftop cocktail, bar, city views, then our AI system actually understand what the user is looking for. Using all these multimodal inputs, we can also add filters. Right? Yes, the filters can be any type like vibe, the purpose, category, route mode, languages. Yeah, we have tried to put simple static vibes, and the user is free to actually change those vibes using national language as well in the text box, like quiet, open, late, sober, laptop friendly, family friendly, and so on. The purpose of you what the purpose what you are looking for in the experience, like you are going for some kind of date spot, cultural hub, some kind of like LGBTQ plus friendly place, or live music, or outdoors kind of things, sports, and so on. The user can also choose several categories like cafes, bar, parks, routes, such as specific. I'm going to Hoboken in New Jersey, for example. So user can also choose the route mode, even though that might not be the final destination, but user can choose that in order to see what else are available in that route. And then user can also use their own language like Chinese, Hindi, French, and so on. Once everything is done, the user is technically ready, right? Like because they have given all the context. Now the user can simply hit the send button, right? And then our glass box live agent logs, it detects the location, analyze the media if there is an image, link, or any multimodal input that we have capabilities of. Then it reads preferences from the history as well. Yes. And apply the context like the time and weather of the time when you are searching. Then our agentic AI tool actually works in background in order to search through various sources like Yelp, TripAdvisor, Google Maps, and so on. Commutes, and we have developed some kind of algorithm which can help us to score based on several factors, which is we are calling it like computing third place score. So, and then using all these parameters, we get a curated result for our commute. The curator's notes and AI written summary of why these spots are great. It also gives you a note. And there are multiple venue cards that come after that, such as you can directly click on go there option, and then it directly gives you Google Maps direction, which uses GPS as the origin, right? And um, you know give me a second, please. Stay in calm. All right. And our venue cat also have options like saving. Yes, you can save the bookmark of the venue table. You can also share the venue link so that your friends could join, right? And you can also view the sources from where our agentic AI. So it has fetch all the information, right? So we have made everything very transparent, so everyone is assured of what where is that experience is going to be, right? So they could have informed choices, for example. And these track interactions, so we can have this in our memory layer, which improves the future recommendation. So this way, and any user can actually leverage our platform in order to get a customized curated commute experience. Now let's talk about safety. There are mainly three kinds of safety features which I have developed so far in for this application. These are the timer, voice, emergency feature. In the timer feature, what happens is you can set any timer between 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, and the countdown starts. Okay, once you click that, then every 30 minutes, 15 minutes, or any time that you have set, you need to come in and check in again and again. Which means, like, if you do not check in again, like come to the app and check in, that means expires, and it gives emergency alert through SMS with GPS and Google Map links to your loved ones or any contact information, emergency information that you have saved in the app. So it comes handy. Using voice recording mode, you can technically use it at similar as Uber, for example. Click on start recording and you can actually start recording the environment, so you know you are safer and you have proofs later on. For emergency, you do have multiple emergency options as well, like contacting your emergency contacts on 911 and so on. The third feature which we have, the major overview of the feature, is saved venue drawer, in which you can view all the bookmarks venues and also re-navigate or even remove the features. i have demoed I have done the demo of this product in my last LinkedIn post. I hope that was clear. This is just a flowchart to show you a complete overview architecture of the user flow. If you have any comments which can improve and make it more worth it for any potential user, do let me know. I'm very, very open to collaborate. This project was part of one of my hackathons where I built these things. The main intelligence layer for searching and query is I'm using an external API from Tably. Other than that, I have built this entirely using Gemini as background LLM, and also using tools like Willa and others. Thank you.